Hello, Notre Dame community, and whoever else may be listening to this. Welcome to your Mental Health Awareness Week mindful meditation. For some of you, this may be a familiar practice, and I hope that it's helpful to you, however you may need. For many of you, this may be something that's new or that is not as comfortable. And I want to invite you to have a little bit of courage and give it a shot anyways. Mindfulness and meditation are practices that we can make assumptions about in terms of who uses them or what they're helpful for. We might think, no, that's not for me. But know that they're very popular and common practices because the benefits for our mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, relational, every kind of well-being are well reported and researched. It is proven scientifically that these things are good for us. And all kinds of different people use meditation and mindfulness practices. People even like Jennifer Lopez, Kendrick Lamar, LeBron James, Lizzo, Selena Gomez, Jonathan Van Ness, and Demi Lovato. These athletes and celebrities all use some variation of a mindful practice in their lives as a part of their wellness practices. And so know that we can sort of move through some of the stigma that might be associated with it and give it a shot, because you might find that it's something quite helpful for you. So all you need to do in this kind of practice is listen to my voice and follow along. If there's a prompt that you feel a little uncomfortable about or that you're not able to do given the space that you're in, that's okay. Feel free to modify it according to whatever works best for you. So we'll begin just by centering ourselves. Take a deep breath and just come to notice what this present moment feels like for you. Start to pay more attention to your breathing. This breath has been with you since the moment you became you, and we don't tend to pay very much attention to it. So start to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And see if you can slow that breath down as you do, however you're comfortable. Continue with these slower, deeper breaths, and something you can try doing is putting one of your hands over your belly as you breathe. And as you inhale, try and push your belly out as if a balloon were expanding inside of it. And as you exhale, feel your belly shrink, as if the air were leaving a balloon. Continue to do that so that your belly expands and retracts as you breathe. Trying to focus on breathing from your belly rather than shallow breathing with your chest, where your shoulders go up and down. Find a position that works for you. You might be seated with your feet on the floor or lying down. I'm going to encourage you to turn away from any screens that may be around you and close your eyes if you're comfortable. And just continue to breathe slowly in through your nose and out through your mouth. The goal of this practice is simply presence, which isn't always so simple. So when you notice your thoughts going into the past or the future or some other imagining, take a deep inhale and just notice that, and without any judgment or frustration, Just return to my voice and to your breath. Some folks like to imagine that thought or that distraction drifting away like a cloud or like a helium balloon. Just let it float away as you return to the present moment. This practice of noticing and returning is mindfulness. And even if you do it 100 times in this practice, you will have strengthened that muscle of returning 100 times, and that changes the brain. So don't worry if you're really distracted, just continue to return and know that you've done well just by doing that. Now what I'll invite you to do is to slowly scan over your body from head to toe as you're breathing. Noticing if there are places of tension. That could be in your face as you scan over your head. Is your brow furrowed? Is your jaw clenched? Is your tongue stuck to the roof of your mouth? If it is, take an inhale and breathe into that space, and as you exhale, just try to release some of that tension. Next, scan over your shoulders and your arms and your upper body and notice, are you holding tension in any of those places? And again, if you are, take an inhale to breathe into that space, which just means to focus on that area as you breathe. And as you exhale, see if you can release it a little bit deeper, sink a little bit deeper into your breathing. And finally, scan down past your midsection, over your legs, and down to your feet. Is there any tension in your thighs, in your ankles, in your toes? Maybe squeeze them and wiggle them a little bit, and with an exhale, release a bit of that tension. Continue with this practice of keeping your eyes closed if you're comfortable, and slowly breathing in and out. We have passed the 1-year mark since our lives changed with this pandemic, and it's very much still here. We have seen and known so many examples of hardship, and we have seen and known examples of hope. In this practice, we can learn to hold space for both realities. So allow this practice to be a time for you to reflect on some kind of middle space that you can find yourself in. As you continue to be grounded with your breath, reflect on these questions. What am I finding hard right now? What words or images or sensations come to mind and body when you ask that question? What am I finding hopeful right now? And consider what comes to mind or imagination or body when you consider that question. Just as we walk, not by hopping only on one foot, but by walking left, right, so we can walk in this middle space and try to find some kind of balance between both realities, equally valuable, equally valid. What is causing you to feel weary as we walk this pandemic path? It's okay to name the struggles that we face and to honor all that you are and have been carrying. And what is causing you to feel hopeful as you walk this pandemic path, or what might if we allowed ourselves to look for signs of hope? It's also okay to celebrate the things that are good and the things that we can look forward to. Honor the truth that no feeling is final and lighter days are ahead. We are whole people, and we feel a whole range of feelings in our being. We walk a lot of our days in this middle space where we can grieve and rejoice in the same breath. Take a few slow breaths and practice this rhythm as you do. Inhale joy and exhale grief. Inhale hope and exhale exhaustion. Inhale kindness and exhale frustration. Inhale trust and exhale fear. This breath is always available to you, to us, now and as we continue to walk the path of this pandemic. So return to this practice, or notice what has been helpful, if anything, about this practice, and see if you can find ways to make it more a part of your daily or weekly habits. You're welcome to continue in a contemplative space or breathing for as long as you feel like you need. And I hope that this deeper and slower breath can carry you into your day.